We don't always know what we want because of this identity shift happening, right? So we have to slow down. We have to invest time in saying, like, taking care of ourselves and saying, what do I want for myself? And that's exactly how you started this statement, was like, it starts with you. Hello and welcome back, guys. Another episode of Peace and Plenty in 20. I'm your host, Janine Deramo, Midlife Coach for Women, and I am very honored to be hosting the beautiful, smart, incredible, powerful T.H. Irwin to the show today. We had a conversation about a month or so ago just to kind of touch base after we had met at a networking event. But I remember at that event thinking, I need to connect with her. You know, when you just feel that vibe, I was like, I need to connect with her. And then, of course, life and business and everything got in the way. And I was so glad to reconnect with you back in November, December. And I don't know how you feel, but on that call, I think everything like I was saying, I was like, or you were saying, I was like, oh my God, yes. And everything you were saying, right? Like, yeah. I just felt that vibe. Yeah. So before we dive in, though, I want everyone to know, tell the people who you are, what you do, and then we'll dive into all the other good shit.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. And yes, it was like magic when we spoke. So I believe a lot in timing. And so the time was right for us to speak and connect when we did, you know, at a deeper level beyond that networking event. So my name is T.H. It's just 2 letters. I am a Bergen County girl. I can't seem to get out of town, or this county for that matter, but I do love it here. I am the creator of experiential events. So what does that mean? I create experiences for people that they wouldn't otherwise have. I have 2 different kinds, female-centric and community-centric. And I had a full career doing this for the media company here. For many, many years, they gave me an opportunity to start an events division, which I did, and I scaled. And then I had an opportunity to do it on my own because, truth be told, you don't need a media company anymore in order to be seen and heard, hence today's show. There we are. And so TH Experiences was born 3 years ago, and it's very important for me to empower and educate and inspire women. And so that is where you and I are going to partner and really flourish. But also, it's important for me to bring people together. And I have the tools and the energy and the excitement to do that.
And the experience.
So that's what I do. And the experience. And as you know, there is a very big difference between an event and an experience. An event is forgettable. An event is something you check off your list.
That's right.
An experience is you and I meeting all those years ago at that networking event and then recalling the energy and the magic of our phone call together. That's an experience. That's what makes a difference in people's lives. 100%. So that's what I do, and I feel honored to be able to do that for the people, everyone who lives in this area.
Absolutely, and I think that's what drew me to you. And it's funny, as you were saying that, I thought of that, is it Maya Angelou quote where she says, you know, people may not remember like what you did, what you wore, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
100%.
And that's exactly what you bring, and that's the hope and my mission behind Peace and Plenty is the same, to bring women together, to build community, to have that sense of connection. And I think now, ironically, in the day and age of so much AI, so much media, I think people are really craving connection actually more, because you don't necessarily always get that authentic connection with someone. And so in your events that you've run, experiences.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. It's
yes,
so true.
I will.
And you know why, you gave a really perfect example of why, or an illustration, I should say, of why it's an experience as opposed to an event. Like you said, when it's over, the women aren't leaving. They're still hanging around. They still want to be talking. They still want to be
in that room.
Yes.
You want to just bathe in that energy.
Yes. And so what I was going to say is, share with us, why do you think, like, what is it about TH experiences that provides that for these women? Like, how do you carefully curate the experience so that women walk away feeling changed, feeling inspired, feeling connected and aligned with others?
Honestly, it's me. My own journey through my own life experiences with an emotionally abusive marriage, coming out of that through a very long divorce. And then, everybody's got their own bag of shit, right? We all
Yep.
have our own baggage, but I don't really consider it baggage. I consider it, thank goodness,
Right.
because I wouldn't be who I am today. Did it have to be that long? No. Did it have to be that expensive? Definitely not. Are there many parts of it that were not necessary? 100%. But all of those lessons learned, all of those challenges that I faced have made me who I am.
Yeah.
And so I only create experiences that I personally would like to attend, that I want to benefit from. So it is very intentional. The topics come to me based on where I am.
Yeah.
So last year's Women for Women Today experience, that topic was permission to pivot. I had created a business during COVID with my best friend that really supported anyone touched by divorce. And then the city of Englewood called me and asked me to bring back one of my previous experiences called the night market.
Okay.
So I say yes before no. That's definitely one of my big things since the minute I separated from my husband. I say yes before no. So before I can psych myself out,
Yeah.
the answer's yes.
Exactly.
TH, do you want to? Yes. Now tell me about
Figure it out. Yeah.
Right,
Figure it out
right,
afterwards.
right. So I think that because I am so authentic in my own voice and my own needs, that definitely spills over to the audience and to the other women. That's how I bring in the mentors. That's how I choose the mentors who come in and guide everybody. I know that my voice isn't the only one that's going to resonate with people. So I like to have a variety of voices that come in, and maybe, Tiania resonates with you more than I do, or maybe Lisa Marie resonates with someone else more than I would. And so I attract the women who know how to pay it forward, because same thing, they lead their lives with authenticity
Yes.
and with intention.
Yep.
And they are just, it's not that there's nothing wrong with you not being there. You're just not there yet.
Right.
And so that's what makes TH experiences and everything that I produce different, is my energy and drive and authentic mission to make it special. Because if I don't enjoy it, I am not doing
That's
it.
right.
I am of the age where if it'll bring a lot of money, I have to weigh my,
Absolutely.
my cost and benefits here.
100%.
I mean, how much do I want to give of myself for something that's only giving me money? Well, how much money?
Right.
And then you have to figure it out. Otherwise, so far, I have been successful in my TH experiences business in my year 3, enough to support myself. And so I'm along. This is the ride.
I love it. And you're so right. That exchange of energy, it's like and when we're in midlife and when you've gone through shit, it's like what do I want to invest my time in, and what not only what am I getting back financially in terms of investment, and I mean that's what the whole topic is going to be on
Yes.
January 28th.
Yes.
Not only what I get back, what the ROI is on the money that I get, but it's so true that as you're giving out and you're creating, you're also getting back from it, right?
100%. I mean, for anybody who is struggling or feeling stuck in their lives, my best piece of advice is to go and volunteer somewhere
Yeah.
for one day.
Yep.
Because you don't understand. The give is huge, but the get
Oh, yeah.
is paramount. So if you're feeling stuck, you have all these messages going on in your head. You're pulled here, you're pulled there. This one's stressing you out, that's stressing you out. Money, whatever, relationships. Go sign up. Go give your time for one day, and the clarity and the
So
refresh that your
true.
body will
Oh my
produce
gosh.
is the perfect way to do it. I mean, you said that before we started recording, you know, it was all about the grind, the grind.
Yeah.
The grind is much better when it's sprinkled with joy.
That's right. And I love that piece of advice. Like, because in my own experience and even bringing my children to volunteer, it completely shifts your perspective. First of all, it takes you out of yourself a little bit. And it does. I love that word is exactly what it gives you. It gives you that shift in perspective gives you clarity, and it gives you an opportunity, I think, to reflect on life. First of all, you're probably going to walk away with a lot of gratitude for what you do have.
Yeah.
And then you're also able to say, like, shit, what is important in my life, right? Yeah. I think it helps give you that focus, that again, ability to step out of yourself, because as busy midlife women, we don't ever do that. We don't ever sit down and sit still and think about our true priorities. Well, we feel like
if we're not busy, we're not good. We're not productive.
Right.
Busy is not productive. No. Busy is just busy.
100%. And I think you and I talked about this. And again, that's why, you know, my whole experience at the end of 2025 was grind, hustle. I want to finish the year strong. And what happened was I fell, I was stressed. We went on a beautiful vacation that actually really wasn't beautiful. Like, I don't know, all this shit happened that really made me be like, dude, something has to change. Like, maybe it's not about the hustle. Maybe it's like, I need to slow down to like really hear what I need to hear, right? And also be intentional. This year, my whole focus and it's more than one word, it's two words, but intentional and investment, which again is why I'm so excited about your event. But it's true, like, what do you intentionally, and that's exactly what you were saying about, it's not just about money making, right? What do you want to invest your time in, your energy in, to know that it's going to either give back what you need, and then it's also about giving back to others, because I feel like the more you get, right, the more you give. It's a very yin and yang.
You end up giving so much. The thing that I have learned is that it starts with me,
mm-hmm.
and it starts with you, Janine. Mm-hmm. Not as a mom, not as a sister, a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter. None of our roles are to define who we actually are. So who are you? Who are you? And it's amazing. And it definitely took time for me to
mm-hmm.
uncover who I am.
Yeah.
Coming out of that marriage, what color do I like?
You don't even know how to answer
my hair.
You don't even know, right? You don't even know the answers to some of I was thinking about this. It's funny you bring this up. I literally was thinking about this the other day, just in my own experience, and maybe some of you watching or listening have this experience, whether it's because you're in midlife and your kids have now left the nest, or you're going through a divorce, or you're going through a loss, or something like major happens in your life. And again, I think midlife is kind of major because it's a big shift in all your roles. So you're all of a sudden you're not really confident in your identity, to the point that you're like, I don't know what I like. I don't know what my hobbies are. I did a whole episode about hobbies, and it's like, I don't know. I was talking to another mom about this. You go to the doctor's office and you have to like fill out forms sometimes, and especially if it's a therapist, it's more detailed. And it's like, well, what are your hobbies? And so many women are like, fuck, I don't know. Driving my kids to soccer.
Watching soccer.
Like, literally, you don't know. And unless we are intentional about investing our time and our energy in the things that let me rephrase that. We don't always know what we want because of this identity shift happening, right? So we have to slow down. We have to invest time in saying, like, taking care of ourselves and saying, what do I want for myself? And that's exactly how you started this statement, was like, it starts with you.
It's societal, the way that we think about the grind.
Yeah.
You know, back in, not that long ago, everybody, but still long enough ago, you know, you show up at work at 7. You're the last one to leave.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not doing those
that
things,
proves
then you're
your worth.
not worthy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And I think that putting in the good work is where the value is. And so I believe for you, you needed that adjustment. You needed that clarity.
Yeah.
And now you're just going to evolve. As much as COVID isolated us, for me, I felt such joy being with my kids.
Yes,
like that.
I have to agree
And
with
the
you.
cooking and the sourdough
Yes.
bread and the recipes
So many things
and the
we did that we wouldn't have done,
movies,
right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a time of internet and obsession with video games and social media and all of that stuff, what a joy.
It was. There was a lot of gifts in that.
Then coming out of that, I was craving doing my in-person experiences again. I knew that I needed it, and I couldn't be the only one who needed to see more than you walking on the other side of the street with your dog.
Yeah.
So that's why I refreshed my experiences in this area of northern New Jersey.
Amazing. Quickly just tell them the details. It's January 28th. Is
It's
it too late to get tickets?
No.
Okay.
It's Wednesday, January 28th. The topic is investing in yourself. That means in terms of time, money, yourself, and the relationships that you choose to have in your life. So when you show up, you write your superpower word on your name tag. It won't be Janine.
Yep.
For me, it will say creator. And we will introduce ourselves based on our superpower word. And then you're going to experience all of the businesses who are there and also have easy prompts to meet other women. Let's connect on who we are, not who we serve.
That's right.
This night is all about you. And then after that whole experience where you will go and talk to Janine and engage in her fun activity at her table and learn more about the show, we will all come together. There's a stage and the mentors will be there. The more women support other women, the better off we all are.
In speaking with you and knowing what you have created and knowing your intentions and feeling your authentic nature, that's why I'm so excited to be at this event. That's why I'm so excited to have you here, again, just because of our conversation. When you find other women that truly are inspired and moved by the same things that you are, I think it helps make a difference, even for somebody listening here, right? And all of in my coaching program, I explained this to you. I have 5 pillars, right? And everything that I think you've been through, you've walked those 5 pillars, and I think your experiences support those. So just for those of you that don't know, the first one, real quick, is priorities. Like, what are your priorities? And that's what we've talked about that today.
And priorities are not going to the grocery store.
No.
Priorities are clearing your mind, getting your cup of joe if that's what you need, taking a nap in the afternoon, listening to your favorite
Which you're
song.
allowed to do, by the way.
Oh, yeah, permission fully granted here.
Think about siestas in Europe, right?
Don't you ever feel like you must do this too. I walked through my house and I said, okay, I'm going to do the laundry, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Sometimes I stop, I'm like, who am I talking to?
Yeah.
And why do I have to approve this?
That's right.
Like, is it okay if I do these things?
We're
so
don't
worry about
programmed.
it. Just do the stupid laundry, get to your call. But I feel like I talk myself through it sometimes. So really giving yourself permission.
Yep.
And
that's
making yourself a priority.
That's the second. See? That's the second
Let's go.
pillar.
Let's roll.
Priorities. Permission. Like, you get to do it your way, right? And it's so hard to undo that, and that's the work that I do with women is coaching them and going back and figuring out, we talked a little bit about this, like, where did those beliefs come from?
Yep.
And talking to that little girl and saying, guess what? Wherever you learn that, your parents, your family of origin, they were doing the best they could, but that doesn't have to be the way anymore.
Yeah.
You have permission, and we're going to work through that.
Yeah.
So then the third one is productivity.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
With permission, give yourself permission to ask for help. You do not have to do it alone. How can you be expected to do it alone?
Oh my gosh,
You
that's
don't
such a
know
hard
what
one
you
for
don't
everyone
know.
probably listening.
You don't know what you don't know. But Janine does, and I do in different ways. So learn about the coaching opportunities. Come to the event and really figure it out. You are not
With
meant
support.
to be a lone soldier.
Yeah, the
You're not
support-
meant to be a lone soldier.
TH, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because the support piece, I remember hearing this years ago. The most successful programs, big, national, international programs like Weight Watchers, Alcoholics Anonymous, what do they all have in common? They have an element of support.
Yep.
They have meetings.
Accountability.
Without with those are the 3 pillars, right?
Yeah.
Like having a system, having a plan, and that's what my 3rd pillar I was about to say is productivity, having your plan, having a system with grace, but having a plan, having accountability, and having support.
Yeah.
Those are the keystones to really having long-term success with anything. So I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah, and when you think about if you have kids, right? You do all these things for them, and you tell them to do these things.
Right.
You can go and play soccer if you want to.
100%.
No one can tell you can't go play soccer. Right. You want to make yourself this a priority, then you go and practice for soccer.
Yeah.
All of these things are what you would tell your kids or your friend or your sister or brother. So start telling yourself. The narrative in our heads is so fucked up sometimes.
And just so loud because it's been there for so long.
Right. You give it power.
Yeah. So, yes. Priorities, permission, productivity, perimeters, boundaries. Just a fancy way of saying boundaries. Yeah. And not even just with people. You know, I think when we hear a lot of talk around boundaries, we tend to think it's about people, which it is. But we have to set boundaries in our calendar. We have to set boundaries on where we invest our energy and invest our time. So, again, I help women kind of set up those perimeters to what I'm doing now, slow down, protect the energy. And then finally, the 5th pillar is purpose and power. Because once you figure out, what am I doing here on earth? Who do I want to help? Who do I want to serve? You become so empowered that you're like unstoppable, right? You're like Superwoman without thinking you have to do freaking everything yourself. A different version of Superwoman. We're rewriting.
I don't have to wear the costume. I can still wear cute stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lose the cape,
right?
and just freaking write the life you want. Create the life you want. You know, and you don't have to wait. Unfortunately, it's just human nature that we sometimes do wait until tragedy or huge change to do that. But my message here, and I'm sure you're to the everyday woman, is you don't have to wait for that.
Why wait?
Right?
Why wait? You'll be waiting forever.
Yep.
Because it won't come to you in the way you're planning. So everything that Janine is talking about with her pillars, these are steps, and some will blend with others.
100%.
But your power and purpose won't come until you have set your perimeters.
That's right.
Until you have given yourself permission and you are opening yourself up to possibility. Because when you limit yourself, that's on you, honey.
Yep.
Nobody else is literally limiting you. And if you're pointing the finger to somebody else, you got to turn it back around. Women for Women today, for every woman, this is the best gift you can give yourself. All you have to do, like you were saying about starting a new habit, is show up.
Yeah.
I literally take you through the 3 hours of this experience, and all you have to do is show up.
Yeah, just make the decision to be like,
just say,
I'm going to try this.
Buying the ticket, Women for Women
try
today.
it. Yeah.
You can use the code SHINE
to
get a discount.
I'll put it in the show notes.
If you've heard it from today's show.
Mm-hmm.
And, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for listening.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy that we made this happen. Last note, another event, actually it's right after Women for Women, that Saturday, January 31st, in Old Japan at Worked Up, I'm hosting a midlife reset. So it's going to be a couple hours in the morning. I usually do events in the evening, so I'm playing around with this on a Saturday morning. For those people that can't get there during the weekday, I'm going to have, if you know me and if you've seen my Instagram and how I like to decorate and like do parties and events,
love it.
I'm going to have croissants and probably
yum
cappuccino and lots of fun stuff here. But the most important thing that I created this literally because it's what I need. And that's how I do a lot of my work.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2 hours of space and time just for you to figure out exactly what it is that you are wanting in this stage of life. Everything we just talked about, and like taking the time and space to be like, wait, like whole, like identity. What do I want? Am I taking the time for me? And it's going to be a relaxed environment, but it's going to give you the opportunity to say, and it's funny you brought up Atomic Habits, because literally as I'm planning it, I'm like, all right, you guys I'm going to have the women pick one thing they want to like release, right? What's one thing that's not serving me? What's one thing that I want to incorporate? So very simple, but it's going to be really powerful. And if you have been listening to me, if you have been like, I really could use this, click the link. It's 2 hours, a very minimal investment, and no way would anybody regret it. I can promise you that. And I'm not saying that to be, cocky. I'm saying it because
it's true.
Just like TH said, I don't create anything that I would not want to attend myself. So I'll put that link. You guys have lots and lots of really powerful stuff coming at the end of the first month of the year. I hope it's been a beautiful start to the year for you. If not, reach out for help. Talk to people. Find your people, even if it's one person. Come here, come back to the show, come to the events. Thank you for listening. I will see you guys next week. TH, thank you again for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
And as always, make it a peaceful and plentiful week. Peace.